20 runs, 16 earned. But here's the big number that stands out. 14 walks to 40 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 250 off the right-hander. So tonight, one of those ball games, Jordan, you would really hope that Paxton Schultz has a great outing that will give Utah Valley a chance to stay in the ball game. And with the way things went last night, if starting pitching can do that, the bullpen's got to do their part.
Indeed they do. Schultz coming off a terrific outing last weekend. He was named the WAC Pitcher of the Week. The right-hander is on top and ready to go. First pitch is a fastball that misses outside at 91 miles an hour. The game time temperature 46 degrees. A chilly afternoon. The first pitch right at 2 p.m. on time. And Austin Bull takes a strike on the outside corner. Another fastball from Schultz. Well, before the ball game, we ran into, a couple scouts that are here to see Schultz. The 1-1 is swung on and fouled away. That was the off-speed pitch from Paxton. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And I say there's a handful of them down there, right behind home plate. The one we ran into is with the Boston Red Sox. There are a few guys in this game that he may be taking a look at. There's a little bloop, a flare down the left field line. That's going to fall. Plakas will dig it out. Heading for second is Bull. Here comes the throw, the tag. Safe! Bull just beats the tag applied by Cody Hall. And Grand Canyon has a man at second base to begin this ball game. Not a hard hit ball, but placed perfectly down the left field line. Plakas made a great throw, but Bull just gets in there. So Grand Canyon looking to jump out ahead right away. Here is Brock Burton, left-handed hitter, the designated hitter for GCU. The pitch, he shows bunt and bunts it foul on the left side. This is the first time we've seen Burton in this series, hitting .211 in just 38 at-bats. This is just the 8th game he has started. He is the designated hitter this afternoon. So right away, Schultz into his stretch. He comes home, and a fastball misses down and away, and the count is even at 1-1. Utah Valley jumped out to a 2-0 lead last night after blanking the Lopes in the top of the first. Right now, with nobody out, Burton just trying to get that runner over to third base. A swing and a ground ball to the right side. This will do it. Charging is Hall. He underhands to Schultz, covering at first. And there is one away, but a productive out by Burton. Bull at third base with less than 2 down.
Hitting third for the Lopes, number 27.
And on a day like today, Jordan, when you have someone like Paxton Schultz on the mound, if you're Grand Canyon, you're going to try to see if you can get those runs across really any way that you can, especially early on, to give your pitcher some run support, understanding that you may not get a ton of runs today against Schultz.
So here is Cotton. He does not need a base hit to put the Lopes on the board. The pitch to him, a swing and a ground ball up the middle. The infield was playing back, so that will get the run home. Hall throws to first, and Payson Hayes dropped the baseball. He had it. It was a low throw, but about knee high, but that's an easy play. And I don't know if he took his eye off it, but just hit him in the glove. Couldn't squeeze it. So that's a big mistake. So an error on Payson Hayes. Cotton will pick up the RBI, though, because either way that run would have scored. So those are the mistakes that have really hurt the Wolverines this season. But in the past week or so, Utah Valley has really been much better defensively. So you hope, if you're a Wolverines fan, that's not a trend. A strike taken by Quiggle, and it's 0-1. So now, if you're Schultz, you got to limit the damage. The pitch, fastball down and in at 93 miles an hour, and the count is 1 ball, 1 strike. Quiggle has been tremendous this year for Grand Canyon, hitting .337, 6 big flies, 28 men batted home. Schultz now throws over to first. A close play, but Cotton back in diving safely. He has stolen 3 bases this season.
You think of it, Jordan, this may be one of the toughest 3, 4, 5 spots to work through in the conference, and this is where you want to be. You have to be very careful because Grand Canyon can put up a big number in the first inning. You don't want to allow that.
Fastball misses down below the knees, and it's 2-1 to Quiggle. Quiggle, a left-handed hitter with a lot of power. 1-0, Grand Canyon, top of the first. Here's a one-hopper past the diving Hall and into right field. And it gets by Marco in right. It's going to roll a long way. Coming around third is Cotton. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's not in time. It's 2-0 Lopes. Cotton ends up, Quiggle ends up at third base. And a disastrous start for the Wolverines. So a single and a 2-base error
Number 5, Tyler Wyatt.
as far as Quiggle is concerned, but a 3-base error as far as Cotton is concerned. He scores on the E9. Oh, boy. So Paxton Schultz is going to have to work around these miscues in the field. Now the infield will come in with a man at third and 1 out. The batter is Tyler Wyatt. He takes a fastball for a strike on the outside corner.
You can tell Alexander Marco in right field, Jordan frustrated with it. Just saw him walking back, slapping his glove. And the best thing you can do right now is just have a short memory.
Here's a base hit into right center field. So Wyatt comes through with an RBI single. It's 3-0 Grand Canyon as Quiggle crosses home plate. He picks up an RBI.
For the Lopes, number 34, Cuba Bess.
So here is Cuba Bess. That ball was hit sharply past Hall up the middle, and now Eric Matson's going to come out and try to calm Schultz down. Schultz has not given up. Really, that was the first hard-hit ball that he's given up in the inning. But the defense has been non-existent out there. And these errors are not, somewhat tough plays that you have to make. These are routine plays. Payson Hayes just dropped a throw to first base, and then Marco, I don't know if the ball took a weird hop off the grass out there, but that roller got past him.
Yeah, they're plays that 9 times out of 10 those guys are going to make, and really probably even higher than 9 times out of 10. 99.8% of the time they're going to make them. And the tough part is, Jordan, if those errors happen in different innings, it isn't maybe as a tough thing for Utah Valley as having both those errors happen here in the first.
Here's a swing and a pop-up left field carrying to left. Plakas is under it a couple feet shy of the track, and there are 2 away.
Batting 7 for GCU, number 11, Preston Pavlica.
So here's Preston Pavlica with a man at first base and 2 outs. If you're Schultz, and I think that's all Eric Matson going out there, just telling Paxton Schultz, hey, it's all right. Let's get past this, because none of it really was his fault. And a 3-0 game in the first. There's still a lot of outs to work with if you're Utah Valley. Just don't let this one get out of control. First pitch curveball is in there for a called strike on the outside corner.
And that's been what we've talked about multiple times this year, Jordan, is making sure, especially early on, you would much rather have something happen similar to last night where you get on the board first than have to try to play from behind and make Paxton Schultz realize now I have to pitch extremely well. Puts a lot of pressure on Paxton Schultz now the rest of the way. Even though he only got the 1 earned run, he's going to have to make sure now he limits the damage in every inning. And that can be tough to do for a pitcher.
Off-speed pitch misses down low to Pavlica, who had quite a night last night, went 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. A throw over to first base, Wyatt back in diving. Wyatt has stolen 4 bases this season. 1 ball, 1 strike to count to Pavlica. Fastball misses below the knees at 92, and it's 2-1. Blake Davis is the home plate umpire. At first base, it is Michael Belinci, and at third base, Ryan Bleiberg. Polson holding on the runner. Hayes holding on the runner. There he goes. Curveball in there for a strike. The throw down. Got him. And Hall tumbles over as he lays on the tag. Kind of looking at his hand. Hopefully he's okay. But the inning is over. A nice throw by Drew Sims. However, Grand Canyon takes advantage of some Utah Valley miscues. We head to the last of the first inning. It's the Lopes 3, the Wolverines, coming up.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become?
No matter where you are in life, no matter your interests,
From award-winning business
and STEM to performing arts programs, there's a place for you. A place for you.
a place for you at UVU
A place to engage, to rise,
to succeed.
to become.
Bottom of the first inning here in Orem, 3-0 lead for Grand Canyon. We'll go quickly here through the Utah Valley lineup. Cody Hall will lead it off, followed by Michael Beltran, and Ryan Eastburn, the DH, will hit third. Followed by Alexander Marco, Drew Sims, Mick Madsen in the ballgame over at third base today. Payson Hayes hits in the 7th spot. Jake Plakas coming off a nice ballgame last night, hitting 8th. And then Trevor Howell will round out the order and bat 9th today for Utah Valley.
On the mound, Ryan will tell you about him as he delivers a fastball low, ball 1.
Pearson Ole on the mound today. He's 2-3 on the year, making his 7th start with a 4.99 ERA. He's gone 30 innings for this Grand Canyon club. On the year so far, 36 hits, 17 runs, a nice walk to strikeout ratio, 7 walks to 23 strikeouts, opponents hitting .295, so maybe an opportunity, Jordan, for Utah Valley to get some of those runs back, but they're going to have to get the offense going quick.
Yeah, Hall takes the ball inside, now grounds this one to short. It's bobbled by Mumper. He'll have no play. It was not going to be an easy play for Mark Mumper. He was ranging into the hole, and he was going to field it, not backhand style, but with the ball in front of him, and he just couldn't come up with it. That's going to be a base hit for Cody Hall. So the Wolverines have their base runner, trailing 3-0. They're trying to get back into this one, trying to not let this one slip away. Here's Michael Beltran. So Ole into his stretch, the pitch, and a fastball is in there on the outside corner at 84 miles an hour, strike 1. Beltran hitting .316 on the season. Went 1 for 5 in game 1 of this series. Here it comes to him. A swing and a chopper to third. Playing the short hop is Wyatt. It squirts out of his gloves. He re-engages it, throws to first, and they just get Beltran by a half a step, if that. So a nice job by Wyatt to get the one out. Had he fielded that cleanly, they probably wouldn't have been able to turn 2 because Beltran is so fast up the line, but it would have been a possibility. As it is, Hall moves into scoring position with 1 away for Ryan Eastburn. Eastburn, the designated hitter, the lone left-handed bat in the Utah Valley order. Changeup misses outside, ball 1. The changeup is Ole's best pitch, so we'll see him use that quite a bit probably today. That's the first one he's thrown in this bottom of the first rather. There's another one that misses high and away, not close. It's 2-0. 3-0 Grand Canyon, last of the first inning. The right-hander out of Simi Valley, California. Grace Brethren High School. True freshman. And a fastball misses down and in. So 3-0 to Eastburn. Marco is on deck.
This should let you know the talent level that the starting pitcher today for Grand Canyon has to step into a program and have a spot on Saturday in the rotation at a program that recruits as well as GCU does, Jordan. That lets you know the talent level that you have to step right in as a freshman and contribute.
There's a fastball taken for a called strike on the outside corner. It's 3-1. So Eastburn can look to drive one here if he likes it. He swings and chops it to first. Playing the big hop is the first baseman, Bess. He underhands to the pitcher covering, and there are 2 away. Hall takes third base. So here's Alexander Marco, the Wolverines' run producer. He has been hitting well as of late. Knocked in a couple runs last night. Hitting from the right side. The pitch to him. Fastball misses inside for ball 1. Hall at third base after singling on an infield base hit to begin this inning. It'd be big for the Wolverines just to get 1 run back after giving up 3 in the top half of this inning, as a changeup is in there on the inside corner, called for a strike.
These are the kind of positions I think we talked about last night, Jordan, when you have runner on third and 2 outs. You really need to get these clutch base hits going and find ways to produce runs in these kind of situations.
The 1-1. Fastball right there down the middle. And it's 1-2 to Marco. The Utah Valley right fielder hitting .347. He leads the team with 4 home runs, 21 RBIs. So he's who you want up there right now if you're Utah Valley. The 1-2 pitch from Ole. Down in the dirt. Nice stop by Avitia. That looked like a changeup, or excuse me, a curveball that missed. It's 2-2. You know what? It's hard to tell, but it doesn't matter now, but I think that may have been the changeup. Ole, his curveball is a slow sweeping curve. There's a soft liner foul down the third baseline. A changeup in on the hands of Marco. Marco takes a deep breath, steps out of the batter's box. Now he's ready to go. Hall at third base, 2 outs in the inning. The 2-2. A swing and a looping liner into right. It is caught by Cotton, who was playing shallow, and the inning's over. The Wolverines get the leadoff man on, but they strand him at third base. 1 hit, no runs. We head to the second inning. It's Grand Canyon 3, Utah Valley nothing.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become?
No matter where you are in life.
No matter your interests.
From award-winning music
to acting.
To theater programs.
There's a place for you.
A place for you.
A place for you at UVU. A place to engage.
To rise.
To succeed.
To become.
Top of the second inning here, no score, 3-0 lead for Grand Canyon. Preston Pavlica will stand in and lead it off.
Pavlica was at the plate to end the first inning when Wyatt tried to steal second base, was thrown out by Drew Sims. Well, Utah Valley got a base runner on in the last of the first, but could not score him. First pitch fastball at 91, right there on the inside corner to Pavlica. I mentioned last inning that Pavlica last night had a great game. He's hitting just 241 on the year. This one's popped up to third base. Mick Matson is there. He throws to first. I say popped up. It was on one hop. A ball that was hit out in front of home plate and spiked up into the air. Matson makes the play, getting the start at third for Paul Estrada this afternoon. And there's one out in the second. So a good start for Schultz. Last inning, Grand Canyon scored 3, but were any of those earned? Just one of them. 2 big errors committed in the inning by the Wolverine defense. There is a off-speed pitch, a changeup in there for called strike 1 to Mumper. Bottom third of the Grand Canyon order due up this inning as Mumper fouls one off to the right. A fastball at 92, and it's 0-2 to the Grand Canyon shortstop.
This is something to keep in mind if you're Paxton Schultz. You want to be able to have the trust behind you that if they put the ball in play, that you're going to be able to get the outs. And
0-2 pitch is lifted deep down the right field line in the corner. Fair ball off the wall. Heading to second is Mumper. The throw is too late. And it's a 1-out double for Mark Mumper. And that ball almost got out of here. Just 312 feet down the right field line. That hit off the yellow stripe that extends from the foul pole down the green wall and to the warning track. So that was not a cheap double. It's such a short porch down there, and Marco got to it so quickly that he nearly threw out Mumper, who's not a slow runner. So, man at second base, Schultz back into his stretch. Here is Avitia. Right-handed hitter takes a ball inside, off speed from Schultz. It's 1-0. Well, Avitia is only hitting 188 on the season. But last night, he walked once. He was 0 for 2 with a strikeout. He was also hit by a pitch, so not good if you're Utah Valley, giving 2 free passes to Avitia, who has not swung the bat well this year. Sophomore had just 64 at-bats. And now Sims is going to come out and have a chat with Paxton Schultz. Make sure they're on the same page as far as the sign sequence with the man at second.
It'll be interesting to see here, Jordan. We talked about how good Grand Canyon can swing the bats here. Paxton Schultz sometimes can get around the plate a lot, and the tough part is when you get around the plate a lot, you're going to throw a lot of strikes, but it means you're going to be prone to give up a few more hits.
Here's a ground ball to third. Mick Matson has it, and he dropped it. And just not a good day early on here for the Utah Valley defense. That's the third error in an inning and a third. Just a routine play. Matson had it in his glove, a little chopper that he played well, kept it in front of him, but couldn't make the exchange from glove to hand. So now runners on first and second, just 1 out. And Austin Bull will come up. He doubled down the left field line last inning. It was not a real hard hit ball, but perfectly placed down the line. That one swung on and hit well to left. That one hooking foul. And it hits off the base of the wall in foul territory where the outfield fence juts in at a right angle toward home plate. So 0-1 to Bull. Well, if nothing else, the error by Matson keeps the double play, or sets up a possible double play. Runners at first and second. The pitch to the switch hitter hitting from the left side misses down and in, a fastball at 92, and it's 2-1. And when guys are making errors behind you, it's tough to get into a rhythm, to get into a groove. If you're Paxton Schultz, he's trying to do that here, working out of the stretch. Avitia at first, Mumper at second, 3-0 GCU. The pitch, a swing, and a low liner, ground ball down the left field line, foul. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And the tough part is if you're Paxton Schultz, you can't do everything yourself. And so, I mean, I guess in theory you could strike out all 27 hitters and break, I'm sure, a big, long record. But, you know, I mean, even if you go 5 or 6 innings, you would like to not have to feel the need to strike out every hitter that you have to face.
I think you're right. The 1-2 pitch, a swing and a high fly ball, foul down the left field line. A fastball knee high that Bull put some aluminum on. A sparse crowd on hand as the sun peeks out from behind the clouds on a chilly afternoon here in Utah Valley. The wind blowing out toward left center field at the moment. Here comes the 1-2. Curveball misses outside. 2-2. Bull hitting .256 on the season. No home runs. 9 RBIs. Burton is on deck. A big moment already early in this game with the Lopes leading 3-0. They're looking to open it up. The 2-2 from Schultz. Fastball, a liner right at Hall. He goes to first and they double off the runner. Schultz pumps his fist and the Wolverines get out of the jam. A nice job by Schultz. A hard hit ball but right at Hall. The Wolverines catch a break. On to the last of the second inning. It's Grand Canyon 3, Utah Valley nothing.
No runs on 1 hit, 1 error.
The road to national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
You ready to go? Let's have some fun.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports.
Utah Valley will come to bat in the last half of the second, trailing 3-0. It'll be Sims, Matson, and Hayes. Facing the right-hander, Pearson Ohl out on the mound for GCU. The Wolverines got a base runner in the first inning, but could not bring him home. First pitch fastball misses low and away to Sims, ball 1. Well, an interesting score on the out-of-town scoreboard. Chicago State is leading New Mexico State 7-3. That game in the top of the 7th on the south side in Chicago. Ball misses down low, another fastball from Ohl, and it's 2-0 to Sims.
You talk about Chicago State, that'd be a big program win, and you could maybe go for the series win tomorrow. Boy, if the Cougars somehow won that series, Jordan, that would probably send some shockwaves through the whack.
I think so. The 2-0 is fouled back to the screen. A fastball in on the hands of Sims. Sims was 0 for 3 last night. He did pick up an RBI on a sacrifice fly. Here's a sharply hit ground ball to shortstop. Mumper to his left, throws high to first. The stretch by Bess. And Sims is retired. 1 away. Bess, on that play, he had to really reach up there. Here is Mick Matson getting his first start of the series. Takes a strike on the outside corner. Fastball misses low, and it's, oh no, gave him that one at the knees, 0-2. I'm looking here, I'm trying to find how tall Bess is. And Matson swings at one in the dirt, and that's a tough at bat for the freshman. He is down on strikes, 2 away. First strikeout for Matson. So Bess is just 6'2". He reached up, he looked about 6'5" on that play at first to get Sims. Here's Payson Hayes. Hayes getting the start for Polson. He swings at the first pitch and pops it up. Shallow right field near the foul line. Coming in is Cotton. He loses his cap, reaches up, makes the grab. The Wolverines go down very quietly in the last of the second. No runs, no hits, nobody left. On to the third inning. It's Grand Canyon 3, Utah Valley nothing on GoUVU.com.
In the bottom of the second for the Wolverines, no runs, no.
What is it about the car shopping experience at Murdoch Hyundai that has everyone talking? Maybe it's the safety inspections or the car washes for life. It could be the price match guarantee, or maybe it's just the way you're treated. Come fall in love in Linden, Logan, and Murray at Murdoch Hyundai. Your no regrets dealer.
Fans, stick with us after the ball game for our Wolverine Green post-game show, in which we will hand out our Wilkinson's Trophy Player of the Game. With 41 years of experience, Wilkinson's Trophy is your place for awards, screen printing, embroidery, and name badges. Check out selections online at wilkinsonstrophy.com. 3-0 Lope. Schultz to face 3, 4, and 5 here in the third inning. And to tell you all about it, here is Ryan Pickens.
The first pitch to Brock Burton outside on the corner for a called strike one. Burton 0 for 1 this afternoon. Hit a ground ball that Cody Hall ended up fielding and flipping to Paxton Schultz covering. And there Burton swings and misses at a breaking ball. And it's no balls and 2 strikes on Brock Burton. We'll see if Paxton Schultz can kind of settle in here after the second inning, which he's able to get the nice defensive play behind him to end the inning on the line out and the double off at first. And that one's going to be rolled over towards first. Payson Hayes up with it. He'll win the foot race to the bag. And there's one gone here in the third. And that will bring up right fielder Quinn Cotton. Cotton reached on an error and then came around to score a run. It was Quinn Cotton who hit a ground ball to second. Payson Hayes had a hard time with the throw. 1 out, Cotton will stand in to face Paxton Schultz on the mound right now. Ready to go. The first pitch misses for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. They count. We've talked so much this year about, and throughout the conference, about the offensive firepower down in Las Cruces with New Mexico State. As Cotton lines this one back up the middle into center field for a hard hit single. And Quinn Cotton's aboard here for Grand Canyon. That I kind of feel like the middle part of this Grand Canyon lineup's been overshadowed. Of course, Nick Gonzalez and Tristan Peterson at New Mexico State having such a great offensive year. And then throw in also Tristan Carranza into that mix as well down in Las Cruces. But, boy, I don't know. Quinn Cotton, Kona Quiggle, and Tyler Wyatt has done a pretty nice job this series as well, as Kona Quiggle stands in.
And certainly Cotton was not overlooked. He was picked to be the WAC player of the year.
Here's the pitch. That one blocked in the dirt by Sims for ball 1 to Quiggle, and it's 1 ball and no strikes.
But it's really been Quiggle who's out-hit Cotton so far this season.
Quiggle coming in hitting .343 with 6 home runs, has knocked in 28 runs, has 11 doubles on the year. 1 ball and no strikes the count here on Quiggle. Ready to go from the stretch. They'll throw over. Diving back safely is Cotton over at first base. And those are the kind of numbers you want to see in the middle part of your lineup. If you're Grand Canyon or anybody really, any coach would take those kind of numbers in the middle part of your lineup. Quiggle takes the 1-0 pitch, low for ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes, and all of a sudden you're in a dangerous spot here with Kona Quiggle. Quiggle out of Phoenix, Arizona, and Greenway High School. Greenway High School having another former GCU player and a pretty good major league player in his own right in Tim Salmon, a longtime Angel. The 2-0 pitch misses low for ball 3. It's 3 balls and no strikes here on Kona Quiggle.
Well, Grand Canyon, talk about the firepower. They came in second in the league in RBIs into this series. However, their RBIs, 119, are dwarfed by New Mexico State's 273.
The 3-0 pitch right on the outside corner, taken all the way was Quiggle for a strike, and it's 3-1.
But Grand Canyon has played a much tougher schedule than New Mexico State has.
3 balls and a strike to count on Quiggle. Running over at first base, Quinn Cotton gets a pretty good lead over at first base, with Payson Hayes holding him on. The 3-1 pitch swung on and missed, and the count runs full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Quiggle. We'll see if Grand Canyon, the Lopes do like to run fairly well on the base paths. And you'll see some coaches sometimes send the runner with 1 out in a full count. With 2 outs, definitely he'd be off. We'll take a look here. Schultz from the stretch will throw over and diving back. Utah Valley must have had the similar thought that I had there, and they throw back to keep Cotton close.
Yeah, he's stolen 3 bases this season, has been caught 3 times.
Quiggle with a slightly open stance. Ready to go, and the 3-2 pitch. Runner takes off. Quiggle grounds this one to first. Hayes will win another foot race to the bag for the 2nd out of the inning, but there they stay out of a potential double play situation. Quiggle's retired. Cotton to second, and here is Tyler Wyatt. Well, Wyatt had a single back in the 1st inning that brought home a run. And then in the game last night, Tyler Wyatt, of course, in the 6th inning, hitting a home run at the time to give Grand Canyon the lead. It wasn't a mammoth home run. It was more of a line drive that got up over the fence and left, and the pitch there misses low and away for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Just kind of got up over the extended fence down onto the berm and left. Paxton Schultz ready to come home again. Here's the 1-0 pitch as he comes home. That one just below the knees for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes here on Tyler Wyatt. Cuba Best, the first baseman, on deck here for Grand Canyon if the inning continues. The Lopes using a 3-run top of the 1st inning to have a 3-0 lead. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and that one swung on and lifted, but this one will go foul as Mick Madsen will give it a look. But it'll go back onto the home, I guess the first base, or the 3rd base gate here. There's not really a home, like a home plate gate there. The entrance is down the 3rd baseline.
The main gate, I suppose, is down the 3rd base side.
That's the word I'm looking for, Jordan. 2 balls and a strike here on Tyler Wyatt. Ready to go from the stretch, and the pitch. Foul back to the screen. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count.
That was a good fastball from Schultz. He started Wyatt off with a slider down low, missed with another fastball down low, and then came with a knee-high fastball that Wyatt fouled off. And then he just tried to raise the eye level there, tried to get one above the hands of Wyatt, and he just got a piece. Good-looking pitch there from Schultz.
2 balls and 2 strikes to count on Tyler Wyatt. Schultz will take a moment here and get his pitch from Drew Sims behind the plate, and the pitch right on the inside corner, ball 3, and the count goes to 3-2 here. Back-to-back hitters. Paxton Schultz has gone 3-2 here.
Yeah, he went with the curveball there, just missing off the inside.
You have to be careful with those because over time that quickly runs up your pitch count. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Schultz checks the runner at second, and the 3-2 misses low. Ball 4 to Tyler Wyatt, and that is going to bring up first baseman Cuba Best here with 2 away. Runners on now at first and second. Best with plenty of power from the left side of the plate here.
That was a great take by Wyatt. That was borderline. A fastball just below the knees.
Best, a redshirt sophomore first baseman, standing in. And the pitch right on the corner for a ball. 1 ball, or in there for a strike, and it's 0-1 here on Cuba Best. Best missed all of 2018, well, majority of it with a injury that happened early on in the season. Hit his first career homer, and a couple of days later had his season cut short. Here's the 0-1 pitch on its way, right on the outside corner, but well off the plate for a ball, and it evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. You can kind of see Paxton Schultz working through this part of the lineup very carefully, not not trying to come inside where he might miss over the middle of the plate. He seemed to feel more comfortable going to the outside, and if he misses away, then he misses away for a ball. The 1-1 pitch on its way. That's a nice fastball right on the outside corner of the plate for strike 2 at 92 miles an hour. And it's 1-2 on Cuba Bess.
Well, you mentioned it, Ryan. Bess has great power, 5 home runs on the year. So even if you miss middle out, middle away, they say, he could flip one out of here down the left field line.
Schultz ready to come home here with the 1-2 pitch on its way. Bess fouls this one to the screen over by the Utah Valley dugout. We'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count here on Bess. Running out at second base is Quinn Cotton, who got a 1-out single, and then Tyler Wyatt running at first, who drew a free pass. Bess flew out to left in his only plate appearance of the ball game. That ended the first inning, and Bess there kind of just flips one foul down the line, and we'll do it again. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count here on Cuba Bess.
It's a nice job by Bess getting the bat on that off-speed pitch, the first one he has seen in this plate appearance.
Doesn't get any easier with Preston Pavlica in the on-deck circle for Grand Canyon. Schultz ready to go, checks the runner at second, comes home. That one missing low and outside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A nice stop by Drew Sims as he quickly went to his left there to keep that one in front of him. Good speed on the base paths for Grand Canyon. Infield back for the Wolverines. They're just looking for an out at any base here. Schultz working here, laboring in the third. The 2-2 pitch. There's a ground ball to second. Hall up with it. His throw to first is in time, and the inning is over. Grand Canyon gets a couple of base runners. They strand 2. We head to the bottom of the third. Grand Canyon 3, Utah Valley 0. This is Utah Valley Baseball on the WAC Digital Network.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Huh? Let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level.
Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Be a king in your mind, but do the work of a servant. With a purpose on the mission, you get to what you deserving. If it's worth it, you be on straight and narrow instead of swerving. Ignore the dream killers and doubters, cause they ain't perfect.
Dang, still a lot of doubters out there. What do you want to tell them?
Thank you for the motivation.
Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Bottom of the third inning here at UCCU Ballpark in Orem, Utah. It will be 8-9-1. Jake Plakus, Trevor Howell, and Cody Hall coming up for the Wolverines. And Plakus works his way into the box here to start the inning. Well, Plakus was aboard 3 times yesterday, a single, a walk, and a double. Came around to score a run late in the ballgame last night. And the first pitch misses low for ball 1 to Plakus. It's 1 ball and no strikes here on the Wolverine left fielder. The right-hander ready to come home, and Plakus rolls this one foul over to the third base coach's box where Dave Carter, the associate head coach for the Wolverines, Joldy Watts over in the first base coach's box for Utah Valley. The 1-1 pitch, Plakus swings and misses. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes the count now on Jake Plakus. Plakus has been seeing the ball a little bit better than he was those first few starts. Seeing a little more regular playing time. There's a 1-hopper over to third. Wyatt with it. His throw is going to go wide, and Bess is going to keep his foot on the base, it looks like, just in time to get him there. The throw went up the line to get Jake Plakus, and there's 1 gone here in the third.
Well, that's the second time today we've seen at third base Wyatt have a tough time making the throw across the diamond.
And that one there almost cost a base runner.
Yeah, Bess has bailed him out twice. Well, bailed him out is a little strong, but Bess has made nice plays on both balls.
Here's Trevor Howell. He stands in, takes a first pitch, strike at the knees, and it's no balls and a strike on Trevor Howell. You'd like to see Trevor Howell get going, because if you could get Jake Plakis and Trevor Howell consistently getting on base in that 8-9 spot, that one sent foul by Howell, and it's 0-2. And you can get Cody Hall to continue to do what he does. There's going to be a lot of Wolverines on base. I understand that might be greedy to think, but the 0-2 pitch, and Howell swings and lifts this one to left. Pretty routine play for Quiggle, who gets back and makes the catch. And there's 2 away now here in the 3rd inning. But in a conference, it's really it seems to be more of an offensive conference this year, with teams like New Mexico State and Grand Canyon, and even Cal Baptist is finding ways to score lots of runs. You're going to get in some of those games, and you're going to need those runs to find a way to get it done. UTRGV, another team that's putting up some good offensive numbers. Here's Cody Hall, first pitch on its way, inside on the corner for a called strike, and it's 0-1 on Cody Hall. Hall singled in the 1st inning, his lone plate appearance of the afternoon. Here's the 0-1 pitch, bunt shown, he pulls it back as it came inside, made contact to foul the bunt off. And that was more of just a defensive motion, so it wouldn't come in and hit him on the hands, and he just instead made contact with the bat.
Yeah, he pulled back. If that ball didn't hit the bat, it may have hit him square in the chest.
No balls and 2 strikes here on Cody Hall, and the pitch, fastball, misses about letter high for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The count now on Cody Hall. Ready to go, the 1-2 pitch, and Hall swings and misses at this one low and outside, and the inning comes to an end. The 2nd strikeout of the ball game for Ole, and we head to the 4th. Grand Canyon leading Utah Valley 3-0.
Hits, no errors, none left on base. Back to 3 complete. GCU 3, UVU 0. Pizza Pie Cafe. Have you had your pizza today? With an
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Atavita coming up here for Grand Canyon. The first pitch to Pavlica misses low for a ball, or in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Atavia, the catcher, in the 9 spot today. The 0-1 pitch here to Pavlica on its way, and he grounds this one a one-hopper to Trevor Howell, who misplays it. Just got under the lip of his glove right there. And the leadoff man on here for Grand Canyon in the 4th inning. And that's going to be the 4th error of the night for Utah Valley right here.
Stepping to the plate for GCU, number 18.
And here is Mark Mumper. Mumper, the shortstop, had a double back in the 2nd inning. Utah Valley not having their best game defensively. The Wolverines have done a pretty good job the last couple of weeks defensively. Pitch on its way to Mumper. This one just in there at the knees for a strike, and it's 0-1. Mumper ready to go, coming in, hitting .264. 14 hits in his first 53 at-bats for Grand Canyon. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Schultz from the stretch. Runner takes off, going for second. Sims throws from his knees. The throw's going to skip past Cody Hall and kind of get kicked away into left field. And alertly going to third is Pavlica on what's going to be a stolen base. And then he's going to advance to third.
Yeah, it was not a terrible throw by Sims, but the ball arrived right at the same time as the runner and just caromed off the runner.
And they're going to charge an error there. And they put an E1, but it's going to have to be probably an E2 there on Drew Sims on the throw. So Pavlica, we'll have to see here because they're going to say he stole second, but goes to third on the error. Mumper fouls this one away. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes, the 5th Wolverine error of the ball game. And now the infield for Utah Valley will have to come in here with less than 2, with nobody out. And Grand Canyon an opportunity to steal a run here in the 4th. Paxton Schultz working here from the stretch right now, just about to go to pitch number about 62. And Mumper swings and misses, chases one out of the zone for the strikeout. That is the first strikeout for Paxton Schultz. And now the catcher, David Avitia, will come to the plate. Infield still in for Utah Valley. Just a fly ball deep enough to the outfield gets the run in. And that one's hit high into the air and pulled foul. Well out of play over by kind of the jungle gym that sits down in the play area. Sits down the third baseline here at UCCU Ballpark. For a long strike one. Now 0-1. Schultz ready to come home again. And this one sent foul the other way. It's quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Avitia.
Certainly a strikeout situation with a man at third and just 1 out in the inning for Paxton Schultz.
From the stretch, Schultz checks the runner at third, comes in. The pitch swung out and missed. Strike 3, back-to-back strikeouts. Again, gets a Grand Canyon hitter to chase out of the zone. And with 2 away, Austin Bowl will come to the plate. Bowl hit the ball hard in his last at-bat, but just hit it right at Cody Hall, who was able to throw to first and double the runner off. But Bowl started the ball game off with a double. And later came around to score in the 3-run first for Grand Canyon. First pitch on its way, a curveball right on the outside corner for strike 1. Infield back here for Utah Valley now with 2 away. Outfield pretty much straight away here for the Wolverines. The 0-1 pitch on its way. Bowl lifts this one. Well foul again, and we'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes to count on Austin Bowl.
And these past 3 hitters, Schultz has just pounded the strike zone early on in the count. Each of them falling behind 0-2. So now we'll see if he goes with a fastball high and away. That's how he got both Avitia and Mumper to chase.
Here's the pitch, the 0-2. This one low, but pretty good 0-2 pitch. Just went out of the zone. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Austin Bowl. Brock Burton, DH on deck if Grand Canyon can keep the inning alive here in the 4th. Here's the 1-2 pitch, fouled straight back to the screen. We'll do it again. And it's 1-2 here on Austin Bowl. Nice, turning into a pretty nice day at the ballpark, just chilly. But a nice day to have an afternoon first pitch. Here's the 1-2 pitch. This one broke out of the zone for a ball, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on Austin Bowl.
Yeah, great job by Sims keeping that curveball in front of him, saving a run.
Coming into today, the conference leaders were New Mexico State and Sacramento State. And boy, Sacramento State could be in an opportunity today to be atop the conference by themselves. If Chicago State's able to hold on, the Cougars came in at the bottom of the conference today. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And Bull grounds this one to second. Hall charging underhands to first in time. And the top of the 4th inning comes to an end. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Grand Canyon leading Utah Valley 3-0.
In the top of the 4th for the Lopes, no runs on no hits, 2 errors, and 1. Leading off for the Wolverines, number 5, the center fielder, Michael Beltran.
Michael Beltran stands in to lead it off here for Utah Valley. Beltran, Eastburn, and Marco coming up. And the Wolverines need some runs as Beltran sends this one foul off the rooftop here. And it's no balls and a strike on Beltran. His first plate appearance, he grounded out to Tyler Wyatt over at third base. The 0-1 pitch on its way home, and this one again sent foul, and it's no balls and 2 strikes on Michael Beltran.
Well, I think it's important we acknowledge how impressive that last half of the top half of the 4th inning was, rather, for Paxton Schultz.
The pitch on its way, called strike 3, froze Michael Beltran on the inside corner, and the first out here, that is strikeout number 3 for
Stepping to the plate for UVU, the designated hitter number 19, Ryan Eastburn.
The Schultz had runners at third, had a runner at third by no fault of his own, 2 errors, but a runner at third, nobody out. He strikes out the next 2 guys he sees and gets Bull to bounce out to end the inning. That was impressive.
Ryan Eastburn takes a called strike 1, and it's no balls and a strike on Ryan Eastburn. And those are the kind of moments, if you're Paxton Schultz, that kind of just gives you a lot of confidence. That one inside and tight. Eastburn turns out of the way, evens the count up 1-1.
It shows his mental toughness as well. It is not easy to stay focused, but you have to when guys make errors behind you.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one is going to come in just at the knees for a strike, and it's 1-2 here on Ryan Eastburn. Infield back for Grand Canyon, bottom of the 4th inning, a 3-0 lead for the Lopes. Eastburn pulls this one to first. It takes a wicked hop up over the head of Bess at first base, and Eastburn is aboard. That's going to be ruled a base hit for Ryan Eastburn. There was really, Bess did everything he could there, was in perfect position. The ball just, I have not seen a hop like that in a while. I mean, that was nasty.
Yeah, you can't take a tougher hop than that. That ball looked like it hit a boulder or something and then skipped 15 feet into the air. That was, I've never seen a hop like that.
Alexander Marco will come to the plate. I've seen them where they've just taken some weird bounces, but never a hop that high up into the air. First pitch to Marco, misses low and inside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Marco 0 for 1, lined out to right in his first plate appearance. 1 ball and no strikes the count. Here as Marco will get ready to go again. Here's the 1-0 pitch, about ready to come home to Alexander Marco. Ole comes in, that one missing low, ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. Drew Sims on deck for the Wolverines. This is kind of the part of the ball game you'd like to see Utah Valley maybe try to chip away at a couple runs. Pearson Ole only at about 44 pitches. The pitch on its way, and Marco makes contact, but fouls it away at home plate for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to count Alexander Marco.
Well, prior to Eastburn's single that was aided by the just atrocious hop that ate up Bess, Ole had retired 10 in a row. He allowed the leadoff man to get on in the first inning on an infield hit, and he had since retired every Wolverine he'd faced. Ole could easily have a perfect game right now.
He's been really kept these Wolverine hitters off balance today. And really has pitched, hasn't been behind in too many counts. All ready to go here, working from the stretch. Eastburn getting his lead over at first, being held on by Bess. From the stretch, the 2-1 pitch is pulled foul by Marco. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Alexander Marco. Utah Valley wearing their black tops and white pants. Grand Canyon in the all gray uniforms with GCU across the chest. Here's a pickoff move, and diving back to first is Eastburn. Eastburn didn't have a big lead over at first base, but Ole wasn't going to take a chance when he threw over. Here's the 2-2 pitch, about ready to come home, and the delivery by Marco is sent foul. We'll do it again as we hear it hit off the top of the awning here along the concourse. We'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I think Marco's a little frustrated with himself. That curveball stayed up in the zone, and he just missed it.
Well, after tomorrow, Utah Valley will hit the road. They'll head to northern Colorado up to Greeley for a series next weekend, and then it's down to Colorado Springs to take on Air Force in a Monday-Tuesday game. Then they're back home for 7 of their next 8. They won't leave the state of Utah for a couple of weeks. The 2-2 pitch misses low for a ball, and the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Alexander Marco.
We mentioned this a lot. It helps to get the pitcher when a guy like Ole is in such a groove, to put him in that stretch, see if you can break up that rhythm. But boy, it hasn't seemed to bother Ole at all. He's still making quality pitches.
Ready to go from the stretch. Here's the 3-2 pitch, about ready to come home, and Marco will make contact. Just kind of hit a flare down the line. It's going to fall. Bess there trying to get to it late, and I think he just got a poor jump with holding the runner on. Austin Bowl wasn't able to run it down, and right there, any way you'll take him right now, you'll get him if you're Utah Valley, and that's going to be an infield, I guess you'd call it an infield single right there.
Just a little, that is the bloopiest bloop I've ever seen. Pearson Ole is going, what have I done to deserve this? I'm making terrific pitches, and I'm just getting blooped to death. That was off the hands of Marco. And then, to make matters worse for GCU, the ball took a weird bounce on the infield, or they would have easily been able to get the force out at second.
Here's Drew Sims with 1 out, and the pitch on its way. A fastball stays about letter high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Drew Sims.
But if you're Utah Valley, now you got to make it hurt.
Yeah, the tough part with that is if we're playing with wood bats, Jordan, that's a broken bat. Probably doesn't even go 15 feet away from home plate. Here's the 1-0 pitch, and that one's going to sit right on the middle, outside middle for a strike, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike here on Drew Sims. Ryan Eastburn, the runner over at second. Alexander Marco, the runner over at first for Utah Valley. Wolverines really in need of a hit here or something to get a run home. Sims hits this one well to left, but it's in the ballpark, and it's caught by Quiggle, and there's 2 away here in the 4th. And that will bring up third baseman Mick Madsen. Well, Madsen a couple Saturdays ago, going back to the UC Irvine series, provided some much-needed pop with a triple that brought home a couple of runs on a ball hit to dead center field. We'll see if Mick Madsen can do something similar right here.
Yeah, Madsen looked really uncomfortable in his first at-bat, struck out on 3 pitches.
Madsen ready to go from the right side, so is Ole on the mound. He winds and delivers this one. Madsen trying to check his swing. Did he go? Yes, says our first base umpire, and that's going to be strike 1 to Madsen. And there's some of that uncomfortableness there you're talking from that Jordan was mentioning right there. Just a tough, kind of awkward trying to hold up on that swing there.
Yeah, on a ball that was not in the zone.
No balls and a strike, and now the Ole will look the runner back to second base.
Well, on the out-of-town scoreboard, Chicago State still leading New Mexico State 7-3. That game in the top of the 9th in Illinois.
The 0-1 pitch to Madsen on its way, and this one's rolled foul of the backstop. We'll do it again. No balls and 2 strikes.
UT Rio Grande Valley has taken a commanding 9-0 lead over Northern Colorado. That game in the top of the 7th down in Texas. everything else will get underway tonight. Northern Colorado and UT Rio Grande Valley actually playing a doubleheader today, so they still have Game 2 to come.
That could be a long Game 2 if Northern Colorado doesn't get something going. That one's going to get to the backstop, which will provide the runners will both move up 90 feet there. Eastburn to third, Marco to second, and now if you're Utah Valley, this is really when you need Mick Madsen to provide a base hit here to get not just one run, but you'd like to take advantage of an opportunity to get both runs in.
And right there, I wonder if Ole and Avitia got crossed up there, because Avitia did not try to slide and block that ball. It looked like it caught him by surprise. It looked like a changeup down in the dirt, and he was not expecting it.
Time call, then Madsen will step out of the box, and we'll get ready here for a 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. We've seen kind of the Paul Estrada, Mick Madsen rotation at third base the last couple of weeks. The 1-2 pitch, Madsen swings and lifts this one to right. Quinn Cotton's got a step on it. He waits under it, makes the catch, and the inning comes to an end. Utah Valley gets a couple of base runners, but they leave them. We head to the fifth. GCU 3, UVU 0 here on the WAC Digital Network, and go UVU.com.
Errors and 2 left on base after 4 complete. GCU.
Utah has embodied the spirit of industry. From the first transcontinental railroad to the first department store, we've led the way. As part of the Murdoch Auto team, we're proud to carry on this tradition. That's because when we say you are the heart of our business, it's more than just a slogan. It's our commitment to the values we all hold dear with no regrets. You've got to come see why you truly are the heart of our business. Murdoch Hyundai of Linden, part of the Murdoch Auto team. Click MurdochHyundaiLinden.com.
I decided to go to college to further my education and define my purpose in the world and be a part of something much bigger than myself.
I wanted to set up the best possible future for myself, both academically and athletically. I try to learn from everyone, whether that be professors, my teammates, or other student athletes.
I try to see everyone as an opportunity to learn. Everyone has a story to tell, and I think there's a moral and something you can learn from it.
Top of the fifth inning here at UCCU Ballpark. Brock Burton will stand in and lead it off against Paxton Schultz with a 3-0 lead right now for GCU. And with the play-by-play is Jordan Bianucci. Jordan?
Thanks very much, Ryan. A first pitch fastball misses down and away to the left-handed hitting Burton. Burton 0 for 2 has bounced out twice to the right side of the infield. From the windup, Schultz throws, and there's a swing and a fly ball into left center field. Beltrank first came in. Now he's going back, and it's over his head. It's going to roll all the way to the warning track. Into second with a leadoff double is Burton. Judging by Beltran's initial reaction, I thought it would hang up there for him to make a grab in left center field, but that one just kept sailing over his head, and as I say that, I look out at the flag in center field, and it is blowing out. So the leadoff man on base and in scoring position at that. For the middle of the lineup, here is Cotton. The preseason WAC Player of the Year, hitting from the right side. Schultz back into his stretch. He has lived in that stretch through the first 3 innings. A fastball misses inside, ball 1.
And really, Jordan, if you look at Paxton Schultz's line today, I mean, the line is going to indicate a little more accurately how well he's pitched than maybe you just might see if you just look at the fact that Grand Canyon scored the 3 runs in the first.
Pickoff throw to second, back in diving safely is Burton. Yeah, the defense, there's no other way to describe it behind Schultz. It's been atrocious. The Wolverines with 5 errors through 3+. 4+, I beg your pardon. The pitch. Slider misses down low, and it's 2-0 to Cotton. Quinn Cotton reached on an error back in the first inning. He picked up an RBI on the error. It was a ground ball to first base, to second base with a runner at third. The 2-0 pitch, a swing and a fly ball lifted in foul territory down the right field line. It'll fall in the bullpen. But Cotton eventually came around to score in that first inning. He also singled in the third. 1 for 2 this afternoon. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count to him here. Kona Quiggle is on deck, the big hitter. Cotton, he's hitting .311, 2 homers on the year. The 2-1 pitch from Schultz. Curveball grounded through the left side, base hit. Plekas was playing very deep. He's going to have to come up and field that one in shallow left field. He airmails the throw over the cutoff man to Sims at home plate, but Burton held up at third base with nobody out, and Cotton is in there with a single, so runners on the corners for Grand Canyon, and their best hitter coming up.
You know, Jordan, we've talked a lot about the Utah Valley defense today, but I'll give the outfielders a ton of credit here. I don't know how much I would be really willing to take a chance against this UVU outfielders. They've made some great throws in this series. Even that throw there from Plekas has put on the money that would have provided a potential play at the plate had them sent the runner. But GCU's not going to take that chance with nobody out in the inning.
Here's the pitch, a swing and a foul off and to the left. A low fastball at 91 miles an hour off the end of Quiggle's bat. Quiggle singled and scored a run back in the first inning. He grounded out to first base in the third. Quiggle leads the team with 6 home runs. The big left-handed hitter looking to open this one up, 3-0 GCU. There's a swing and a high drive into left. Plekas back on the warning track. He makes the grab. Tagging at third is Burton. He comes in to score. Staying put at first is Cotton, but it's 4-0 Grand Canyon. Quiggle picks up RBI number 29 on the year.
Tyler Wyatt.
So here is Tyler Wyatt. Wyatt hit a home run in last night's ball game. He singled in a run in the first inning today. He's also walked. 1 for 1 officially. Here it is. That one swung on, driven to left, but well foul. The runner was taking off on the pitch, but just a strike. And right now, with the Grand Canyon 4-0 lead, the Wolverines just trying to stay in this one. Grand Canyon's right-hander, Pearson Ohl, has been dominant. A swing and a topper foul on the right side, and it's 0-2 to Wyatt. An update on the out-of-town scoreboard. Chicago State has beaten New Mexico State. That game has gone final. Was it 7-3, Ryan? 7-3. The Cougars beat the Aggies. A big upset there on the south side. 0-2 coming to Wyatt. That's good news for GCU as well. 0-2 swung on, driven into deep right center field. Beltran going back. He reaches up. He makes the grab as he comes to a stop on the warning track in front of the 388 marker. Wyatt with some loud contact, but Beltran tracks it down. And there are 2 away. I say that's good news for GCU. GCU was the preseason pick to win the conference. They're 2-2, I guess, now in conference play, but New Mexico State's a club that they will be competing with at the top of the WAC. This ball gets by Sims. Heading to second is Cotton. He takes a big turnaround second base, but stays put. We'll see what they rule that. It was in the dirt, and it never touched Sims. I assume that will be a wild pitch. And it will be. So a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Cotton has a lot of speed out there. Boy, he takes some audacious turns around on bases. He has a big lead out there right now. Bess at the plate, 1-0 to him. Here it comes. A fastball fouled back to the backstop, and it's 1-1. Bess 0 for 2. He is flied out and grounded out. Lopes 4, Wolverines nothing. We're in the top of the 5th inning. And now Bess calls for some pine tar. Wants to get some more grip on that bat. One ball, one strike to him. Bess hitting .304 on the season. Schultz set the low leg kick. He fires. That one's driven deep to right center field. Beltran going back. He won't get it. It's going to one-hop the wall. Cotton comes in to score, easing into second with an RBI double is Bess, and it's 5-0 Lopes. That ball was hammered. Some real loud contact in this inning for GCU. RBI number 16 for Bess. And here is Preston Pavlica. Pavlica 0 for 2, reached on an error last inning. Schultz checks the runner at second. Now he comes home. A swing and a high major league pop fly into the left. Plakus under it, battling the sun, and he dropped it! It falls. Coming in to score, Bess. Now heading for third is the runner. They had him out by 5 feet, but it one-hopped off the glove of Matson. He's in there safely. And the nightmare continues for Utah Valley defensively. Plakus has the sunglasses on out there and left, and I'm not sure he ever really saw that ball. I shouldn't say that. He did see it at one point because he was under it, but I don't think his glove...
He took a weird path to it, Jordan. Like, he was all over going one way to the other.
Here's a ground ball to short. Howell has it, throws across to get the runner as Hayes stretches up the line. With Plakus in left, he eventually did see it, and he was under it because he had plenty of time. It was a high fly ball, but as it came down, it either barely glanced off his glove or it didn't hit his glove at all. So just an atrocious, you pick your adjective. A bad outing for the Wolverines in the field today. The Lopes score 2. They lead 6-0 as we head to the last of the 5th on GoUVU.com.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become?
It doesn't matter your situation in life.
No matter your interest.
Whether your first choice or second chance.
There's a place for you.
Place for you.
Place for you at UVU.
Place to engage,
to rise,
to succeed,
to become.
Back out on the mound, it is Pearson Ohl. That one swung on, hit deep to left. That one's on its way. Home run! Payson Hayes with the solo shot, and Utah Valley is on the board. So Hayes gets his first big fly of the year.
Now stepping to the plate for UVU, number 1 left fielder Jake Plakus.
So a nice job by Hayes. Saw one pitch, and he hit a high fly ball that carried out of here. Here, Plakus takes a big cut, comes up empty, 0-1. Well, the first run off of Ohl, really the first hard hit ball off of Pearson Ohl today. There's a fastball poured in there for strike 2.
We know Payson Hayes has that kind of pop. We just haven't seen consistent playing time, Jordan. Sometimes to get in a rhythm takes a little bit longer if you're not getting those everyday at-bats.
And that was a high home run. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses just off the inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Plakas. He grounded out to third base back in the 3rd inning. We are in the 5th. This is just Plakas' second at bat. That shows how dominant that Ole has been. Here's a slider. That looked like the changeup, rather, down and away. Plakas swings and misses. The 4th strikeout for Ole, and there's one away in the Wolverine 5th inning. So here's Trevor Howell. The Wolverines need base runners. 6-1, Grand Canyon leading. A fastball catches the outside corner at 87 miles an hour. That's the highest velocity fastball we've seen from Ole this afternoon. He's been working the edges brilliantly. 1 strike, fastball misses up and in, and it's 1-1 to Trevor Howell. Howell flied out to left field back in the 3rd, hitting 174 on the season. The 1-1. Changeup misses down and away. It's 2-1. That changeup is Ole's best pitch. He uses it a lot. From the windup, the 2-1 is swung on and 1 hop to shortstop. Mumper backhands it, throws quickly across the diamond to just get Howell. A very nice play by Mark Mumper. Not a terribly hard hit ball, but 1 hop to his backhand side and then an accurate throw across the diamond to get the not slow Trevor Howell. So back to the top of the order for Utah Valley. Cody Hall will come up with the bases empty and 2 outs. Hall reached on an infield single back in the 1st. After that, Ole promptly retired the next 10 men he faced. Here's the pitch to him. Fastball right at the knees, strike 1. Ole, the freshman, 6'2", 175 pounds. He's coming off a 6-inning outing in which he gave up 1 run against Cal Baptist. That breaking ball misses down and away in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. GCU looking to clinch the series victory today. They won last night in what was a 9-4 game, but a game that was really much closer than the final score made it appear. Here's a chopper into the Utah Valley dugout on the third base side. Everybody appears to be all right, and it's 1-2 to Cody Hall. Hall hitting .250 this season. No home runs for him. Base is empty here with 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. A changeup, a foul tip rather, into the glove of Avitia. Utah Valley gets a run, though. A home run off the bat of Payson Hayes, his first of the season. We head to the 6th inning. Grand Canyon 6, Utah Valley 1 on GoUVU.com.
Left on base after 5 complete. The Lopes 6, Wolverines 1.
In this moment, it doesn't matter if you save money in 15 minutes. It doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance that you do. What matters right now is the quality of your independent insurance agent.
Glad you're okay, Sarah. We'll take care of everything.
And the company that stands behind them.
Thanks so much for your help.
No problem.
Auto Owners Insurance.
Neil Dastrup Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agency, supports UVU athletics.
You only need to answer one question. Will you accept the challenge to become? No matter where you are in life, no matter your interests, from award-winning accounting to marketing and entrepreneurship programs, there's a place for you at Utah Valley University. A place to engage, to rise, to succeed, to become.
David Avitia to lead things off for Grand Canyon. They lead Utah Valley 6-1 as we begin the 6th inning in Orem. The starter, Paxton Schultz, back out on the mound for the Wolverines. He has pitched fairly well, but has had to deal with 6 defensive errors behind him. There's a ground ball through the left side, just glancing off the glove of Howell and into left field. He made a dive for it, but couldn't come up with it. So a leadoff single for Avitia, his first hit of the ball game. And now, top of the order for GCU. Bull doubled and scored a run in the first inning. He is 1 for 3. Hayes holding on the runner at first base. Avitia has stolen 1 bag this year. It's only attempted to steal 1 bag as a breaking ball misses outside, ball 1. Bull squared around as if he were going to bunt that pitch, but pulled the bat back. There's a righty getting loose in the bullpen for Grand Canyon. Curveball is swung on and lifted foul off to the left. And the count's even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Austin Bull hitting .250 on the year.
It's hard to imagine with how well that Olds pitched this afternoon, Jordan, that you'd want to go or be thinking already that you'd go to the pen.
Yeah. 1-1 is swung on and lifted down the left field line. Plake is giving chase, but it's foul and onto the grassy berm. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, Ole has been brilliant. He's given up 1 hard hit ball, and that was the home run off the bat of Payson Hayes last inning. And he hasn't thrown many pitches either. Just 70. The 1-2 coming from Schultz, who he's thrown 88 pitches. A swing and a miss at a changeup down low, and Schultz has his second strikeout. Well, that tells you something today. Schultz is a big strikeout guy, and Grand Canyon's done a great job of just putting the ball in play, and it's paid dividends for them. Brock Burton now, the batter. He doubled and scored a run back in the 5th. Curveball stays high and wide to the left-handed hitter, ball 1. GCU going for their 3rd consecutive WAC regular season title. They're 2-2 in conference play. Here's a throw over to first. Avitia back in diving. They have yet to make it to a regional nationally. They haven't been able to win that tournament down in Mesa yet, but it's only a matter of time. This is a good program. Fastball misses outside, and it's 2-0 to Burton.
And you think of it, what they've been able to do, they're able to compete with the Arizona and the Arizona State programs that are down there and being able to find a way to get closer and closer. Give Grand Canyon another couple of years, Jordan. They're going to have a really good program.
Fastball misses down and in, and it's 3-0. Well, you don't want to walk Burton. You have Cotton on deck and Quiggle. That's the meat of this Lopes order. The 3-0 pitch coming. The runner stays put. Fastball misses outside, ball 4. So a mistake there from Paxton Schultz. The bullpen is quiet for Utah Valley. So 2 men on, 1 man out for Cotton. He has 2 hits today. He scored 2 runs, also picked up an RBI. And just as I say that, somebody will begin to get loose for Utah Valley. And I've always wondered, it's always been so interesting with 1 seeds losing in conference tournaments. Here's the pitch to Cotton. He swings and grounds one through the right side base hit. Coming around third, it is Avitia. He'll try to score. The throw goes into second. Into third slides Burton. It's 7-1 Grand Canyon. So just a base hit through that right side with Payson Hayes holding on the runner at first. There was a big hole. That ball found it. So Cotton picks up his second RBI of the day, his third base hit. And here's Quiggle. It's 7-1, and this could quickly spiral really out of control for Utah Valley. Quiggle with an RBI. He hit a sac fly back in the 5th. Could pick another one up here with a man at third, less than 2 outs. Schultz throws. A slider misses down in the dirt, blocked by Sims. Getting back to talking about that WAC tournament, you look at the advantages that GCU has had the past couple years. They're the 1 seed. They're playing in Mesa, close to home. They can sleep in their own beds. I wonder, I always think that may add a little pressure, too. You're expected to win the tournament, whereas other teams are kind of going, hey, we're just here for the ride. What happens, what happens. We're playing with house money, as this one's rolled foul on the first base side. 1-1 to Quiggle.
Well, you just look at that pitching staff they had last year. You had Jake Wong, who I think was a third-round pick of the Giants, going that first day. You were playing a team in Seattle who Grand Canyon went and swept the last week of the regular season last year. The Red Hawks then beat them. Then they have to turn around and play a good team in Sacramento State, and then they lose. They go 0-2 as a ball gets away from the UVU bullpen. You know, it's just tough when you had Wong and then followed by, I believe it was Jake Repovich last year. Really good left-hander for Grand Canyon. As your top 2 guys, you wouldn't expect to lose those first 2 games.
Here's a swing and a miss by Quiggle on a fastball at 92 down in the zone. 1-2 to him. And it's a very disappointing end to what is a successful season. You won the regular season. You were the best team in the conference as far as playing it out for a few months goes. A throw over to first base. Cotton back in diving. Runners at first and third for Grand Canyon. 1 out in the top of the 6th. The Lopes lead 7-1. The 1-2 coming. A swing and a liner foul first base side. Quiggle out in front of the breaking ball.
You know, and Jordan, talking about the WAC tournament, it's interesting. If you go back to 2014, there's only been one regular season champion that's who's went in to win the tournament. That was Sacramento State back in 2014. Other than that, it was Grand Canyon in 15, and CSU Bakersfield won the tournament, followed by Seattle and then Utah Valley in 16. And then Grand Canyon's won the regular season last 2 seasons, Jordan, but then Sac State and then New Mexico State went in and won the tournament. So, and that's, you and I have talked about this the last month or so, how, you know, that kind of puts the tough side of having a conference tournament.
And I believe in 15, I don't think the Lopes were eligible, if I remember correctly, for that tournament. This one's fouled back off the facing of the roof, and it's 1-2. So Schultz battling with Quiggle here. Really, Utah Valley's best pitcher going against Grand Canyon's biggest bat. It is. It's a interesting, confounding sometimes topic. You look at conferences like the Big West, the Pac-12 in baseball. They don't have tournaments. Their regular season champ goes to the dance. But, I mean, the tournaments are fun. It's for everybody. There's a ground ball. Fair ball down the right field line. It hops over the first base bag. 1 run comes in to score. Quiggle's heading for 2. Here comes the second run. That's Cotton. He'll score. And this one has been opened wide up. It's 9-1. Matson's out.
And he didn't waste any time. He was already 3 or 4 steps out of the dugout, because I think there's a lot of people saying that was a foul ball down the first baseline. He walked right out and just stood there and waited for the play to end before coming out right there.
Yeah, the first base umpire, Michael Belinci, made the call quickly. And Eric Matson having a discussion. He'll head back to the dugout.
Now they're going to bring the umpires together.
And we'll see possibly what Blake Davis, the home plate umpire, if he saw something different. Belinci really, he has the best look at that ball. And from up here, it's impossible to tell if it went over the bag or not. As it stands, it's a double for Quiggle, and they come back and say, indeed, a fair ball. So a 2 RBI double for Quiggle. He is into the 30s now with men batted home.
Now batting for the Lopes, number 5, Tyler Wyatt.
Here is Tyler Wyatt. Man at second base, 1 out. GCU looking to pour it on. Wyatt picked up an RBI single in the first. Takes a strike at the knees here. He flied out to deep center field last inning. Well, the sun is shining. It's a cold but sunshiny day in Orem. Curveball is grounded past the diving Matson and down the left field line. Coming around third is Quiggle. He will score. Plakas plays the carom out in the left field corner. Easing into second is Wyatt. It's 10-1 Grand Canyon. And now, I believe, if it's anything like last year, Grand Canyon's looking to 10-run rule the Wolverines. That was a whack rule. If you lead by 10 after 7, the game is over. I think that's still the rule, but we'll have to check on that. Eric Matson out to talk with Paxton Schultz. We'll see if he makes a move to the bullpen. There is a righty and a lefty getting loose.
Well, the tough part here, Jordan, if you're Paxton Schultz, is your line just went really crooked here in this inning from where it was. And the line now does not indicate how well Paxton Schultz pitched. I mean, he got beat tonight by a couple of inches with that ball down the line. If that ball goes foul, that's 3 runs. That's 2 runs off the board. So, I mean, just kind of that's the tough part here, and we will make the move. Paxton Schultz's day will come to an end here. We'll have a new pitcher coming in for Utah Valley. We'll go ahead and send it to a break. When we come back, we'll introduce you to the new pitcher. Grand Canyon leading Utah Valley 10-1 in the top of the 6th.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face. You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter. Shortstop.
High jumper. Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
Thinking of buying a home? Think bigger. Because with UCCU's low interest rates and low mortgage insurance rates, you could qualify for more house with the same payment you could get from other local lenders. A mortgage with UCCU gives you more purchase power. That means more money you can put into your home or back into your pocket. To learn more, visit uccu.com/morehouse or stop by any UCCU branch today. More house, same payment. Only at UCCU, inspiring smart mortgage decisions.
The latest from KSL5 News, including breaking news as it happens, and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL app right now on all your favorite devices.
Eyes on me! I'm Mark Pope, coach of the UVU men's basketball team. I want to thank Carlos Iglesias and Ken Garf Volkswagen for being a great friend of Utah Valley University athletics, basketball, volleyball, and everything else.
Thanks, Coach. We're proud to support a great program like Utah Valley University Sports. We wish the Wolverines a fantastic season.
You can thank Carlos, too, by visiting their new dealership today, Ken Garf Volkswagen. We hear you.
New pitcher on here for Utah Valley as Blake Zeleny will come in. Zeleny 0-1 on the year with a 5.79 ERA, making his 9th appearance. He's got 9 1/3 innings for this Utah Valley club. Opponent's hitting .333 off the left-hander. One thing to note, though, Jordan, that's kind of interesting here, the line gets a lot better in whack play. 2 appearances, 1 2/3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts, no ERA. So hopefully we're going to get the whack version here as Best will stand in.
Yeah, he comes in to face the lefty, and he delivers a 68-mile-an-hour breaking ball, and Best swings and misses, strike 1. Indeed, he pitched twice up at Seattle last week, went 1 2/3 in his first outing, gave up just the hit. He did not record an out in his second outing, giving up 1 hit. There's a swing and a miss, and I think that's the fastball at 79 miles an hour. So a much different look from Paxton Schultz, whose fastball's in the low 90s.
And we've seen him a lot more this year compared to last, Jordan, in a lot of lefty specialist type situations. Haven't seen him go out there and try to give multiple innings at a time.
The 0-2 coming to Bess. Ball misses way outside, and it's 1-2. Wyatt is at second base, 1 out in the inning, 10-1 Grand Canyon. Best doubled in a run last inning. He is 1 for 3. The 1-2 swung on and lifted into left field. Coming in and to his right is Plakas. Now he will make the grab as he traverses the area near the foul line. Staying put at second is Wyatt, and they're 2 away. Initially, Plakas did come in, but that ball carried quite a bit toward left, and the flag is blowing out that way. 2 down. Here is Pavlica. Pavlica has reached twice today, both on errors. The last one came just last inning when he hit a high fly ball to left that I don't know if Plakas lost it possibly in the sun, but it just dropped right near him with 2 outs, cost the Wolverines a run as a ball misses inside to Pavlica. On a sunny afternoon here in Orem. Game 3 will be tomorrow, a noontime start. We'll have that for you here on GoUVU.com. 1-0. Zeleny throws. Fastball in there for a called strike at the knees on the inner half. It's 1-1. That's an important run at second base for Grand Canyon because if he scored, they would have a 10-run lead going into the 7th inning and could possibly 10-run rule the Wolverines. That is if the Wolverines don't score in the last of the 6th. Slider in there for a called strike 2 on the outside corner. That's a good-looking pitch. Zeleny backdooring Pavlica there. Mumper is on deck, 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch from the left-hander. And a ball is in the dirt, stopped by Sims. 2-2. We'll see after this long inning. There's nobody up in the bullpen for Grand Canyon, so I assume Pearson Hole will head back out there with the big lead. 2-2 to Preston Pavlica. He swings and hammers one deep to left, hooking foul. Pavlica has 4 home runs on the year, including a 2-run shot last night. The 2-2 from Zeleny comes inside, and the count runs full. An okay-sized crowd out here at UCCU Ballpark. A check swing. Did he go around? He did not go around, says first base umpire Michael Blincy on appeal. So Zeleny walks Pavlica, and Michael Blincy is not the most popular man in Utah Valley right now. He made the fair call on the double by Quiggle that he said went over the first base bag. Some fans and Eric Mattson, the head coach, did not like the call. Now he did not ring up Pavlica. Pavlica, I do not think, went around. It was close, though. So here's Mumper, the 9th man to come to the plate in this inning. There's a strike on the inside corner. Mumper doubled back in the 2nd. He is 1 for 3. Lefty versus righty. It is interesting that Eric Mattson went with his lefty Zeleny because he faced Bess, a lefty, but then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 right-handed hitters in a row. One of those a switch hitter. The 0-1 pitch coming. A swing and a looping fly ball. Not well hit, but off the wall down the left field line. Well foul. Oh and 2. It hit off one of the conference pennants that are fastened to the chain link extended fence above the padded cement wall down there in left field. Each pennant for one of the WAC clubs. That one hit the Northern Colorado pennant. This one swung on and lifted into left center field. Coming in hard is Beltran. He reaches up and makes the grab on the run. But 4 runs come in for Grand Canyon. They extend their lead. It's 10-1 Lopes as we head to the last of the 6th on GoUVU.com.
You only need to answer one question. Will you accept the challenge to become? No matter where you are in life, no matter your interests. From innovative exercise science, outdoor recreation, to STEM programs, there's a place for you at Utah Valley University. A place to engage, to rise, to succeed, to become.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face.
You don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter. Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
Beltran to lead things off for the Wolverines. They have work to do, trailing by 9 runs in the last of the 6th. 3, 4, and 5 due up. Beltran takes a ball away from Ole. 1-0. Now a swing and a high pop-up right center field. It's going to be Pavlica, the center fielder. He'll make the one-handed grab. And Beltran is retired for the 3rd time this afternoon. Not a lot of hard contact from the Wolverines. In fact, I can tell you when the hard contact came. One time, Payson Hayes hit a solo home run last inning. And that's really the only time the Wolverines have hit the ball hard. All their other hits have been bloops or infield singles. Here is Eastburn. The left-handed hitter takes a curveball outside for ball 1. We haven't seen a whole lot of curveballs from Ole today. But that was one. Here comes the 1-0. Change up. Called a strike at the knees. Marco is on deck. Base is empty, 1 out. The pitch. Strike 2. A fastball. Right there at the knees. And it's 1-2 to Eastburn, who reached in the 4th inning on a ground ball that took just an outrageous hop on the first baseman Bess. Here's a ground ball to second. Bull plays this easy hop, throws to first, and there 2 away. So Ole has been magnificent through 5 2/3. Here is Alexander Marco. Marco has something in his eye. He's been trying to wipe his eye with his sleeve in the on-deck circle, and now he's taking time out to try and take care of it before he steps in the box. It's not a particularly windy day. The wind kind of lazily blowing out towards center right now. A fastball misses up and into him, and he's going to step out, and he still has something in his eye. And he's going to take a little walk, and you would think at this point, I don't know what the problem is, but you would think the trainer, Beeve Levitt, might come out with some eye solution. And here comes Beeve, Wolverines head trainer. Something is really bothering that. I think it might be the left eye for Marco. That's the eye facing the pitcher. And against Ole, you're going to need both of them this afternoon. Well, Utah Valley trailing 10-1. We're in the last of the 6th inning. Utah Valley, after this one, will wrap up this brief homestand tomorrow at noon. First pitch against Grand Canyon. Then they'll head to Greeley next weekend for a conference affair with the Bears. Then down to Air Force. And then back home to take on Chicago State, who picked up a win today against New Mexico State, a big upset. The 1-0 pitch, Marco's ready to go. Here it comes, and a ball misses outside, 2-0.
Which means the Cougars are going for the conference win tomorrow against New Mexico State.
That's right.
That could really change some things in the conference.
I have a feeling New Mexico State's going to come out fired up. That one swung on and lifted into shallow right center field. Coming in is Cotton. He will make the grab, and the inning is over. The Wolverines go down in order. On to the 7th, Grand Canyon 10, Utah Valley 1 on GoUVU.com and the WAC Digital Network.
Your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Don't forget, fans, to stick around for the Wolverine Green post-game show directly following this one. We will hand out our Wilkinson's Trophy Player of the Game. With 41 years of experience, Wilkinson's Trophy is your place for awards, screen printing, embroidery, and name badges. Check out selections online at wilkinsonstrophy.com. Utah Valley trailing 10-1 as we head to the 7th, and it's my pleasure to give you, with the play-by-play, Ryan Pickens.
Thank you, as David Avatia stands in and takes the first pitch for a strike. It's 0-1 on the Grand Canyon catcher. 9-1-2, followed by Avatia. It will be Bowl and then Burton as the second pitch misses for a ball, evens the count up. 1 ball and 1 strike here on Avatia. Pitch on its way. That one swung on and lifted into left. Shinda shallow left field. Trevor Howell, the shortstop, going out. He will run it down out in medium deep left field for the first out of the 7th inning. So with 1 gone, back to the top of the Lopes lineup, and here's Austin Bowl. Bowl doubled in the first and then has lined out, grounded out, and struck out here. He's hit left-handed in most of his plate appearances here in the series, but here he'll be switched around and will hit from the right side here, with Grand Canyon leading in the top of the 7th inning by a score of 10-1. Pitch on its way to Bowl. That one low for a ball, and it's 1 ball and no strikes to count here on Bowl. Infield back for Utah Valley. Zeleny winds and delivers this one. Bowl hits this one well to left. Plakas going back on the warning track. He'll turn. Goodbye. A solo home run for Austin Bowl, and it's an 11-1 lead for Grand Canyon. That one just had enough on it to get up over the fence for the home run. That is Bowl's first of the... That is his first home run of the season. And with one out, it will bring up the left-handed hitting Brock Burton. Not bad to stand in from the right side for the first time today and hit it out to left field. Here's the pitch to Brock Burton, a fastball. Gets in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 on Burton. Burton has scored 2 runs today. A couple of ground outs to go along with a walk and a double. The pitch comes inside and tight off the glove of Drew Sims into the backstop. Evens the count up at 1-1. So it means in the bottom of the 7th, Utah Valley is going to have to find a way to score a run to keep this ball game going. Grand Canyon, the 1-1 pitch. There's a line drive hit right to center field, but Beltran takes a couple of steps back, and there's 2 away. So we'll put some pressure with Drew Sims, Mick Madsen, and Payson Hayes coming up in the bottom of the inning for the Wolverines. They'll have to try to get something going, and here's the always dangerous Quinn Cotton coming up. Cotton is 3 for 4 today. He has been on base all 4 of his plate appearances. And the pitch on its way, low and inside for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes here on Quinn Cotton. Living up to his hype of being named the WAC preseason player of the year. Now, whether or not he's going to will win it at the end of the year, that remains to be seen. And that one misses low for a ball. It's 2 balls and no strikes. I think there's some New Mexico State Aggies that are going to have something to say about that.
Are you as appalled as I am that we do not get a vote?
Yeah, I mean,
I am appalled.
The 2-0 pitch on its way is rolled foul. And that one will go to 2 balls and a strike. I believe it's the coaches who vote on that. So, you know, I'll leave that to be the real great minds of the game. But maybe we could have a broadcasters poll and get all the other broadcasts. I don't know.
That's not a bad idea. That's going up on the idea wall here in the booth.
The 2-1 pitch will miss for ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. If you were with us the other night for the Utah Valley Oregon game, we have a wall behind us here that's just kind of bare. There's not much up here in our booth. And so we have the ideal wall. The swung on and popped up. And giving it a look will be Payson Hayes, but it will go foul, and we'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Right now, the only other idea on our wall is when UVU makes that trip to Northern Colorado or a future trip to Greeley. We think they should play at Coors Field in Denver.
It's a good idea.
3-2 pitch on its way. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and Zeleny gets Quinn Cotton to end the top of the 7th. Well, this could be the last chance for Utah Valley. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Sims, Madsen, and Hayes coming up here on the WAC Digital Network, and go UVU.com.
What's the difference between buying from Murdoch and buying from somebody else? In a word, confidence. You'll love our price match guarantee, our 5-day exchange policy,
and don't forget car washes and safety inspections for life.
If you need a new vehicle, consider Murdoch Hyundai. I promise you'll love it.
Here at Intermountain Healthcare, our doctors have experience treating young athletes, professional athletes, and the athlete next door. We treat everyday injuries, sports injuries, concussions, total joint replacements, and everything in between. Come visit our board-certified physicians and surgeons here at Intermountain Healthcare's Utah Valley Orthopedic and Sports Medicine Clinic. We're committed to keeping you moving.
We're in the back really cooking food. You know, we take pride in all the food that we do. We make the meatballs from scratch. We make the pasta. What we're doing as a restaurant, making the community better, beautifying the community, increasing the culture in the community. And I think that that's such an important aspect to what we do as a restaurant, to recognize that our customers aren't just people who are coming in to dine with us, but they're part of our family.
And finish off what could be a complete game. So far, 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, which was earned, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. He's only at 79 pitches, and so right now, if you're head coach Andy Stankiewicz, if you could get out of here, Jordan, with using a starter last night, 1 other arm, you've only used 3 arms in the first 2 games of this series, you'll be very happy as a coach.
Yeah, and then you'd look to actually get guys some work tomorrow, possibly.
Ready to go here with Drew Sims, and the first pitch is a fastball that misses away for ball one. 1 ball and no strikes the count here on Drew Sims. Grand Canyon, they do have a midweek game with UNLV later this week as the 1-0 pitch gets in there for a strike and it evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here is Drew Sims ready to go. The pitch on its way, swung on and missed as Sims chased, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. An interesting game to note on the schedule for Grand Canyon. They played an exhibition game in Mesa this past week. I think it was Monday. They played Team Italy. Here's Drew Sims as he grounds this one to second, flips the bat behind him, and he's thrown out at first as Bull comes up with it cleanly. There's 1 away here in the 7th, and here's third baseman Mick Madsen.
We're talking about that they're facing UNLV midweek. Down there at UNLV having a pretty good year is the former Wolverine, Jackson Kofer.
He's in a different role this year. The former aviation science major here at UVU, Jackson Kofer. Down there, I believe they have him closing ball games, 2-2 with 8 saves. And Mick Madsen hits this one out into left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. So a 1-out single for the freshman third baseman. He's now 1 for 3 on the afternoon, and that will bring up Payson Hayes.
Yeah, nice little bloop there by Madsen, and that, for the most part, is how the Wolverines have recorded their hits today. Just bloops that have found some spots other than the man who is coming to the plate right now.
Payson Hayes hit a ball hard last time over the left field fence for a home run. The only home run of the ball game. Utah Valley with 1 run on 5 hits tonight, or this afternoon, I should say. As Hayes swings and lifts this one well to left center field. And that ball is going to be gone as well. A 2-run homer here in the 7th for Payson Hayes. And Utah Valley has doubled their runs with 1 swing of the bat.
And he took on the deep part of the yard.
Just waiting to see the umpire to give the official signal, as it was Pavlica and Quiggle both stopped and just kind of watched that ball. It's just whether or not it was going to be off the wall or get up out, and it did. And here's left fielder Jake Plakis. So Plakis is grounded out and struck out on the afternoon. He takes the first pitch strike there at the knees, no balls and a strike, and so Utah Valley will play on here past the 7th inning. The 0-1 pitch, there's a fastball right on the outside corner but low and out, and it evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Utah Valley came into the series with 8 home runs as a team. The 1-1 pitch, missing low for a ball, and it's 2 balls and a strike. So that now puts him at 10.
With 2 home runs today, Payson Hayes has just put himself as the number 2 man as far as home runs for the Wolverines, just 2 behind Alexander Marco.
Plakis gets a ride into this one, but running it down in center field will be Pavlica, and there's 2 away here. Just taking a look here to see. Right here, as that one's caught, there's 2 away. Just looking to see when the last time there was a Wolverine to hit 2 home runs in a ball game, because you don't see it a ton at the college level. The last one was Grayson Bogdan back in May of 15 at the time, I think it was what's now UTRGV. At the time it was University of Texas Pan American. Here's the 1-0 pitch on its way, and that ball lifted by Howell out to left center field. Pavlica, though, will run it down, and the inning is over. But Payson Hayes goes deep for the second time here this afternoon. It's 11-3 Grand Canyon here on GoUVU.com and the WAC Digital Network.
On the 7th for the Wolverines, 2 runs on 2 hits with no errors and none left on base after 7 complete.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become?
No matter where you are in life.
No matter your interests.
From award-winning music
to acting
to theater programs.
There's a place for you.
A place for you.
A place for you at UVU. A place to engage.
To rise.
To succeed.
to become.
Top of the 8th inning here at UCCU Ballpark. Kona Quiggle, the left fielder, will stand in and lead it off here for Utah Valley. Quiggle was not named to the preseason all-conference team, but he'll stand in here, and he's been given an all-conference performance this year. And here is Jordan Bianucci with the play-by-play.
Quiggle takes a mighty cut at looked like a fastball up in the zone from Zeleny, and he swings and misses 0-1. A swing and a foul back to the backstop, and it's 0-2. Well, Quiggle will certainly, you would think, if his season continues the way it has, he is hitting .347 with 6 homers. 0-2 to him right here. That he'll be a all-whack player. This one comes inside. Quiggle kind of pulls the bat into his body. It's 1-2. I'll tell you what else he'll be on. The all broadcasters team. The broadcasters voted All-American team. We're working on the name. The work is in progress. There's a strike taken on the outside corner. Strike 3. Zeleny has his second strikeout in his 3rd inning of relief. So here is Wyatt.
And Quiggle may get some talk even maybe for Conference Player of the Year. I think Nick Gonzalez from New Mexico State's having just a mammoth year, but you could make the case that Quiggle may be more important to this GCU team.
This one's popped up by Wyatt. Sims can't see it, and it falls in foul territory. So Sims never saw it as he flipped the mask off. Payson Hayes sprinting in couldn't get there. So Wyatt catches a break, and it's 0-1. Wyatt has singled and doubled 2 RBIs today. A swing and a foul back to the screen there. And it's 0-2. 11-3, Grand Canyon leading Utah Valley. The 0-2 from Zeleny. A swing and a foul high and off to the right. Well, Grand Canyon jumped out ahead of the Wolverines 3-0 in the first inning of this game. They wouldn't score again until they put 3 up in the 5th, but then they put up 4 more in the 6th and 1 in the 7th. This ball's in the dirt, and it's 1-2 to Wyatt. Schultz, through those first 4 innings, pitched well. The 3 runs in the first, 2 of them were the result of errors in the field. The Utah Valley has committed 6 errors today. Here's another foul right above us onto the rooftop.
Those 6 errors just came at a tough time, Jordan, where it just didn't help Utah Valley get out of any innings. It just kind of extended them.
That one is swung on and hit deep to left. It is Plekas at the wall in the corner. It is foul, just landing over the wall onto the grassy berm, and then it bounces back onto the outfield grass. Now that is a ball right there that if Wyatt can straighten it out maybe 10 feet to the right in fair territory, it is possibly a home run and a UCCU special, just 305 down that left field line. The 1-2 pitch, a swing and a fly ball into center field. Coming in is Beltran. He makes the grab, and there are 2 away.
Now stepping to the plate for the Lopes, number 34, Cuba Bess.
So Cuba Bess will come up. Base is empty. 2 outs. Bess smoked a double over the first base bag back in the 6th inning, and now this one comes in and it hits him. A 69-mile-an-hour breaking ball, and if you're going to get hit, that's the pitch you want to get hit by. Not sure where it got him.
Now batting for the Lopes, number 11,
But here is Pavlica. Pavlica has reached base 3 times. He's walked once and has reached on 2 separate errors. He grounded out in the 2nd inning. Lefty versus righty. A righty beginning to get loose in the Utah Valley bullpen. Fastball misses up high, ball 1. Zeleny, the 5'11", 210-pound sophomore out of Brawley, California. Working from the stretch, the 1-0. In the dirt, Sims keeps it in the home plate area as that ball ricochets to his left. The wind now really beginning to gust out toward left field. So if Pavlica could get one up in the jet stream, it could fly out of here. The 2-0. Fastball misses high, and it's 3-0. GCU has played a tough schedule this season. They have played the 26th toughest schedule in the country. Utah Valley, by comparison, has played the 45th toughest schedule, but the Lopes have fared better. They came into this series with a 12-12 record as the ball misses up high. Ball 4 to Pavlica, 2 men on, 2 men out for Mumper. Utah Valley, of course, has not fared as well. They are 5-20 coming into this ball game. But each team is 2-2 in the WAC. Eric Matson coming out. He's going to make a pitching change. We'll take a break here on GoUVU.com. 11-3 Grand Canyon. We're in the 8th inning on GoUVU.com.
To national championships runs through NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports app. And whether you follow one college team or all of them, it's never been easier to get the content you want all in one place. With live broadcasts of multiple championships across all divisions. With exclusive access.
You ready to go? Let's have some fun.
And highlights for every single championship. Stay in the game all season long with NCAA.com and the NCAA Sports.
Here for Utah Valley, the right-hander will be Spencer Triplett. Triplett on the season 0-1 with a 9.00 ERA. He's gone 9 appearances. This is number 10. 11 innings, 16 hits, 12 runs, 11 earned, 8 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting .340 off the right-hander. So we'll see here what Spencer Triplett can do. He's got the 8-hole hitter, Mark Mumper, coming to the plate with 2 outs and runners on at first and second. This is when, if you're Utah Valley, you're looking to try to see if you can get out of it. Triplett coming off of a ball game where he didn't pitch his best on the other night against Oregon.
Yeah, the Wolverines just trying to extend this ball game as long as they can. The run at first base would be run number 13 for Grand Canyon. And if he scored, it would be a 13-3 game, thus putting the 10-run rule back into play as we head to the last of the 8th. As is, it's 11-8 GCU. 2 men on, 2 men out. Mumper, the right-handed hitter, doubled back in the second inning. He is 1 for 4. Last time we saw Triplett, it was on Tuesday against Oregon. He couldn't get an out, came in and walked 2 batters. The pitch to Mumper is a fastball that's on the outside corner at 85 miles an hour, strike 1. The 0-1 pitch from Triplett, down in the dirt, stopped by Sims, and it's 1-1. Well, tomorrow's ball game, first pitch at noon here in Orem. It should be a fairly warm day, 53 degrees and sunny tomorrow. So it should be a pleasant day at the ballpark. The 1-1 pitch coming to Mumper. A swing and a sharply hit ground ball to Howell at short. He has it, though, goes the short way to second, and the inning is over. A nice job by Triplett to get the ground ball. GCU strands 2 runners, no runs. On to the last of the 8th. Utah Valley trailing Grand Canyon 11-3.
What is it about the car shopping experience at Murdoch Hyundai that has everyone talking? Maybe it's the safety inspections or the car washes for life. could be the price match guarantee, or maybe it's just the way you're treated. Come fall in love in Linden, Logan, and Murray at Murdoch Hyundai. Your no regrets dealer.
Bottom of the 8th inning here at UCCU Ballpark in Orem, Utah, an 11-3 lead right now for Grand Canyon on top of Utah Valley. The Lopes, for the first time today, will go to the bullpen. They'll bring in number 14, Zach Barnes. Barnes 1-0 on the year, making appearance number 11 with a 3.52 ERA. He's gone 15 1/3 innings, allowed 19 hits. 8 runs, 6 earned, has walked 6 and struck out 7. Opponents hitting .297 off the right-hander. He's going to get the top of the Utah Valley lineup with Cody Hall, Michael Beltran, and Ryan Eastburn coming up here as Utah Valley will try to see what they can do here to chip into that lead here, Jordan, and try to make this one competitive heading to the ninth.
Yeah, top of the order. So if Utah Valley, they need to get some base runners, get something going, and I think the Wolverines are just happy to see Pearson Hull out of the ball game. He was just tremendous today. Hull ultimately goes 7 innings, gives up just 6 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts. He is in line for the win. The pitch to Hull is swung on and lined foul down the right field line. Hull singled back in the first inning, a little infield hit on the left side. He is 1 for 3. Otherwise, a couple of strikeouts. From the windup, Barnes working quickly. The 1-strike fastball swung on and blooped into left. Quiggle, though, it'll hang up for him. That ball was hit a little better off the bat than I thought it was. 1 away. So here is Beltran.
Now batting for the Wolverines, number 5, center fielder Michael
Beltran 0 for 3. Barnes out of Chandler, Arizona. There's a strike taken by Beltran. A breaking ball at 76 stays up high. 1-1 to Michael. The last time Barnes pitched, it was last weekend against California Baptist. He had a very rough outing. There's a strike taken on the inside corner. It's 1-2 to Beltran. He went just a third of an inning against the Lancers, gave up 3 hits and 4 runs. So he is trying to get back on track in this game. Here's a sharply hit ground ball to the right of Bull at second. He backhands it, throws across his body as his momentum carries him towards center field, throws out the speedy Beltran. A very nice play by Bull. Quickly, there are 2 down in the Wolverine 8th for Ryan Eastburn.
Yeah, anytime you're going away from where you're throwing, Jordan, it gets really tough. It makes it a much longer throw, and you have to make sure you're spot on with the throw in order to make a solid play on it.
The pitch to Eastburn, a fastball, catches the outside corner, strike 1. Already, it looks like Barnes has some pretty good stuff. That fastball at 89 miles an hour. He's featured the breaking stuff. There's another fastball just below the knees on the outside. Ball 1. Eastburn singled back in the 4th inning. Just a grounder that took a wicked hop over the head of Bess at first. Breaking ball falls in there for strike 2. The 1-2 pitch, a fastball at 90 miles an hour, misses outside. 2-2 to Eastburn. Two is swung on and lifted into right, but right at Cotton. He's there and makes the grab. The Wolverines go down in order for the 4th time this afternoon. On to the 9th inning, Grand Canyon in charge, 11-3.
No hits, no errors, none left on base. After 8 complete.
Let's do this. Let's do it. Huh? Let's do this. Let's do this.
Okay.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level. Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Be a king in your mind, but do the work of a servant. With a purpose on the mission, you get to what you deserving. If it's worth it, you'll be on straight and narrow instead of swerving. Ignore the dream killers and doubters, cause they ain't perfect.
Dang, still a lot of doubters out there. What do you want to tell them?
Thank you for the motivation.
Give your head a Mountain Dew kickstart.
Eleven to 3, Grand Canyon leading Utah Valley as we begin the top of the ninth inning. It will be a pinch hitter hitting for Avitia, the catcher. It's going to be Seth Beckstead for the Lopes.
Beckstead was born in nearby American Fork, Utah.
Did not go to high school in Utah, as Triplett back out on the mound for the Wolverines fires in a fastball for a called strike. Boy, Triplett, he threw that one at 85 miles an hour. We haven't seen one at that velocity from Triplett, at least today. It's been mostly 83. That one at 84 misses inside. It's 1-1.
We were talking before the ball game. We're looking through the game notes, just kind of going over some stuff, and we happened to notice that Beckstead was born in American Fork. That's the only reason why I knew that.
He just looks like an American Fork guy. This one popped up on the right side of the infield. It's going to be Hayes in foul territory. Beckstead is retired. There's one away in the ninth. He just looked like a caveman, but he's not a caveman. He didn't. Where did Seth go to high school? He went to Basha in Queen Creek, Arizona. Here is the left-handed hitting Bull, the true leadoff man. He takes a fastball outside for ball one. So Beckstead presumably will come into play catcher in the bottom half of this ninth inning. Bull takes a ball inside, and it's 2-0. Trailing 11-3. If you're Triplett, you just got to throw strikes here. Bull did homer in his last at bat. Took one out over the over the left field wall, rather. He hit that one as a right-handed hitter. He's up there as a left-handed hitter, facing the righty right now. This one swung on and skied into center. Beltran has it, and they're two away.
Now batting for the Lopes, number 6.
So Burton will come up. He doubled and scored in the fifth. Also scored in the sixth. He is 1 for 4. Well, tomorrow, the starters will be Walker Ramsey for Utah Valley and Jack Schneider for the Lopes, as this one is lined foul down the right field line. Unless the Wolverines can pull off the improbable comeback here in the last of the ninth, they'll be looking to simply salvage a game in this series. The one-strike pitch from Triplett is swung on and rolled back to the pitcher. Triplett will hustle over to first, underhand to Hayes, and the inning's over. So nice job by Triplett. He has faced 4 men. He retired them all. Last chance for the Wolverines. We head to the bottom of the ninth. Grand Canyon 11, Utah Valley 3 on GoUVU.com.
No hits, no errors, and none left on base.
Looking to spend that birthday money, Tyler? I'm just not sure which one to get. Well, they are both pretty cool. But saving some of that money would be pretty cool, too. Yep.
When's the right age to teach your children how to save and spend money wisely? Right now, with the Be Money Smart program only at Utah Community Credit Union. Inspiring smart decisions.
You only need to answer one question.
Will you accept the challenge to become? It doesn't matter your situation in life.
No matter your interest.
Whether your first choice or second chance.
There's a place for you.
Place for you. Place for you at UVU. Place to engage, to rise, to succeed.
To become.
Leading off for the Wolverines, number 3, right fielder, Alexander Marco.
Last half of the ninth inning, 11-3, Grand Canyon leading Utah Valley. Alexander Marco to lead things off, followed by Sims, then Matson. Zach Barnes back out on the mound for GCU. Seth Begstead in the squat after pinch hitting. In the top half of this inning, a fastball misses up high to Marco, ball 1. Marco hit a solo, was it a solo shot? He hit a home run last night as he swings and fouls this one away. It was, no, he did not hit a solo shot. You know what? He didn't even hit a home run last night. I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm thinking. Wishful thinking, that's what it is. He was our Wilkinson's Trophy player of the game, though, with 2 RBIs, even if he didn't go deep. The 1-1 fouled to the backstop, and it's 1-2. Who will be our Wilkinson's Trophy player of the game today? Ryan really contemplating this one. A swing and a high drive to left. Quiggle back, looking up. It is gone. Marco with his 5th of the year, and it's 11-4. Hey, there's some wishful thinking right there. You know who also hit a home run yesterday, but not really? Drew Sims. Here is Drew Sims to hit now. So the Wolverines, 3 home runs, accounting for all 3 of their runs today, but unfortunately, 2 out of the 3 have been solo shots. A fastball misses outside, and it's 1-0 to Sims. A swing and a foul back to the screen, and it is 1-1. Payson Hayes has hit 2 of those home runs. And now he will hit in this inning. The 1-1. Misses it just above the belt for ball 2. That's a tease. You want to see Payson Hayes go for big fly number 3? Stick around.
Do you remember the last time Wolverines gone deep 3 times in a game?
The 2-1 is swung on and popped up on the right side of the infield. It's going to twist into foul territory where Bess will make the catch, 1 away in the 9th. I do not.
The last time was, I had it right here, April the 4th, 2009 against the Air Force Academy, and it was Kirk Doxey that went deep 3 times in a game.
I was not here. I began the next season up here in the booth. I bet you James Warnick, the SID, our official scorer, in the booth to the right of ours, I bet he remembers. A ball misses down low to Mick Matson. He's had a tough time at the plate today. He did have a bloop single in his last at-bat. He hits one sharply to shortstop, but Mumper has it, throws to first, and the Wolverines are down to their final out. Although I know the name Doxey, he was a good Wolverine. That was just a few years, maybe 2 years after the Wolverines became a D1 school. So here's Hayes. He is 2 for 3 with 2 home runs, a swing and a foul back, and it's 0-1. Utah Valley became a Division I school. during the 2003-2004 season. The 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. So like GCU, a young school, a young program. GCU is not so much a young school. They've been around for a while. The 0-2, Hayes takes a ball in the dirt.
They had a successful D2 program before coming back to before making the transition to D1 baseball. So, there's a little bit of a difference between the D2 and the D1 baseball.
Swing and a foul.
So sometimes it might take a little while just to get your program going, but here they're in a really good spot.
Didn't take the Lopes long. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The count to Payson Hayes. Base is empty, 2 outs in the 9th. A swing and a miss. He struck him out, and the ball game is over. Grand Canyon takes game 2 by a final of 11-4. We will take a break on GoUVU.com, come back with the final totals after this. Once again, GCU beats Utah Valley 11-4. We'll be back.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's final score.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face.
You don't know me.
You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter. Shortstop. High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
Thinking of buying a home? Think bigger. Because with UCCU's low interest rates and low mortgage insurance rates, you could qualify for more house with the same payment you could get from other local lenders. A mortgage with UCCU gives you more purchase power. That means more money you can put into your home or back into your pocket. To learn more, visit uccu.com/morehouse or stop by any UCCU branch today. More house, same payment. Only at UCCU, inspiring smart mortgage decisions.
The latest from KSL5 News, including breaking news as it happens, and all your favorite KSL shows, ready to watch anytime. Download the free KSL app right now on all your favorite devices.
Eyes on me! I'm Mark Pope, coach of the UVU men's basketball team. I want to thank Carlos Iglesias and Ken Garf Volkswagen for being a great friend of Utah Valley University athletics, basketball, volleyball, and everything else.
Thanks, Coach. We're proud to support a great program like Utah Valley University Sports. We wish the Wolverines a fantastic season.
You can thank Carlos, too, by visiting their new dealership today, Ken Garf Volkswagen. We hear you.
Welcome back to UCCU Ballpark, where Utah Valley drops game 2 of this series by a final of 11-4 to Grand Canyon. And Ryan, the story today was just how well Ole pitched, Pearson Ole, for Grand Canyon.
You always want your guys to come out and give you a chance to win. And guys do that at different levels. Some just come out and just pitch 8 innings of shutout baseball, 1 hit, just kind of keep the bats at bay. But you don't have to do that always, Jordan, to give your give your team a chance to win. And Pearson Ole didn't pitch perfect today, but he goes 7 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, no walks, 5 strikeouts. I mean, a good solid line right there.
Pretty close to perfect.
And so it's one of those things out there where you're in a position right there, and when you get the run support like he got today, you're going to be in a really good position. When you're taking the mound in the bottom of the first inning and you're already up 3-0, that allows you the ability to make a mistake, and it doesn't really come back to haunt you as much as if it's a tie ball game.
And he did not make many mistakes. He was brilliant. Utah Valley just could not get the bats going for the most part, off of Ole today. One Utah Valley bat that was hot. It was Payson Hayes. He hit 2 home runs. And picked up 3 runs batted in. He is our Wilkinson's Trophy Player of the Game. Go ahead, Ryan.
And you've kind of been waiting for Payson Hayes to get hot. We know he's got mammoth power. He has the ability to hit them all over the yard, but it's got to get to a point where he's able to consistently hit the baseball. He did that today, and hopefully, this might put a little bit of pressure on head coach Eric Madsen to find him some more at-bats.
Indeed. With 41 years of experience, Wilkinson's Trophy is your place for awards, screen printing, embroidery, and name badges. Check out selections online at wilkinsonstrophy.com. Well, let's take a look at the final totals this afternoon. Grand Canyon with 11 runs on 13 hits, no errors for the Lopes. Utah Valley with 4 runs, 7 hits, and 6 errors. The winning pitcher we mentioned is Pearson Ole. He improves to 3-3. Paxton Schultz gets the loss. Wasn't quite as sharp as usual. Schultz, though, did have some, well, not some. He had 6 defensive errors behind him that really hurt. He falls to 1-3. No save this afternoon. The time of the ball game was 2 hours and 35 minutes. The official attendance, 561. Grand Canyon improves to 14-12 overall, 3-2 in conference play. Utah Valley falls to 5-21 and 2-3 in WAC play. Well, we hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow afternoon, a noon first pitch. Mountain Daylight Time from UCCU Ballpark. The Wolverines will look to salvage a game while Grand Canyon will go for the sweep. We will say good afternoon, goodbye from UCCU Ballpark. For my partner Ryan Pickens, I am Jordan Bianucci. Utah Valley